Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things. Mountain laurel high fives for miles in spring. Rainbow trout and a hummingbird wing. Golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things. Gold hair, gold rings, gold leaves, gold anything, golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things. Walk up the river by my sun. Feet step over splinters of the moon. Golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things. Gold birds, gold string, gold words, gold anything, golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things. Golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am coming to you from my brand new, bright, and dare I say beautiful apartment. I took a little bit of an extended break from both writing and doing video content because of the crazy move, and to be honest, with everything going on, it just didn't feel super right to just continue to be as productive as possible. I slowed down these past few weeks. I built this apartment up and unpacked and just spent time with loved ones, and I really hope that you were able to do something similar and find moments of deep, calm breaths in all of this madness. Today, I thought I would film getting back into writing because that's exactly what I'm doing. So if you don't already know, every Sunday I write with my friend Fatuma. We've done this for probably like 4 years now. We've gotten together every Sunday. I work a 9 to 5 and I don't always have the energy throughout the week to write. Most times I do, especially when I'm really in the flow. I'll write for at least an hour every single day. But it is really nice to have this Sunday because if I'm not as productive as I want to be throughout the week, I have Sunday to look forward to, and I have Sunday to make myself kind of feel better, which is icky and gross. You should not feel bad about not being as productive as you want to be. That is silly, but it is a commitment that I've made to myself, and it's something that I love to do, and when I don't make the time to do it, I do feel a little bad. And my Sundays are always the thing I look to make myself feel a little bit better. And that's what today is. I spent the week getting organized. I got a new computer and I have a new computer program that I'm writing in, and I outlined my book within that program. So really today is just starting page 1 yet again. For a little bit of context, if you don't know, I finished a book. I don't even know when I finished a book. I think last year I finished the book, and now I'm writing the second book in the series. I also have an idea for a completely different third book. I really want to get started on that because I think it will actually take me less time to write. So today I'm just going to pick up one of those 2 projects and just put some words on a paper, and they probably won't be perfect and I'll probably hate it, but it is time to get back into it. It is so important to let yourself take breaks in creative processes. I think that we're in such a hustler culture where you have to create and create and create, or you're not worthy, or you don't love your art as much as someone else. But I'm a big believer in taking breaks and breathers and letting the inspiration come to you. I mean, I moved, so I had a bit of an excuse, but you don't even need an excuse. You just can take a breather and that will be okay. So today, and how Sundays normally go, is I wake up very slowly. I have a cup of coffee and I do some reading in the mornings, and then my friend comes over in the afternoon, or I go to her. Sometimes I start writing a little bit earlier if I'm super excited to. Other times I start right when my friend gets here. We usually chat and distract each other for a little bit, but we usually get a couple solid hours of writing in. I am currently reading Daughter of the Moon Goddess, and I really want to finish it. I have about just over 100 pages to go, so I think I'm going to finish that this morning so I can pick another book for next week. That was another thing I didn't do at all for the past 2 weeks, is I barely read a page, which kind of a bummer because I was on such a big reading roll at the beginning of the year, but I also bagged a couple of extra books for my Goodreads school, so I think I'll still make it and it will be okay, and even if I didn't make it, it's gonna be fine. I don't know how I feel about this book. I think it's gonna be a 3 out of 5 star read for me. The descriptions are so vivid and so beautiful, and I really enjoy that part, but I have to admit I'm just kind of wanting it to be over at this point. There's a lot packed into this book. Basically, I feel like there could be 3 books in this one book, and I don't feel as connected to the characters as I want to. But that being said, I'm still gonna finish it. I haven't decided if I'm gonna read the second book yet, but we'll see. I'm gonna decide when it comes out how I feel about it, because the descriptions alone make it worth it, to me at least. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna read that book, and then I'm gonna get to writing, and then I will check back in with you later.
left and I'm in my bedroom because Tom is playing a video game, so it's pretty loud, and the cats are eating, so there would just be a lot of noise. But I had a pretty solid day. I had a really solid day, but I had a pretty solid day when it comes to writing. I went through the beginning of the book and I've written 2 full scenes, so I read through both of them, and I read through a partial scene that I wrote, and now I'm kind of just finishing it, and I think I'm going to continue to work a little bit. And I'm feeling so good, but I'm also exhausted because it was daylight savings, it is daylight savings. I don't know what the proper context is there, but we lost an hour of sleep last night and I went to bed pretty late. I am going to put on a veggie pot pie and it's going to be delicious, and while that is baking I will continue to write because I would like to just get some ideas down for this scene. I probably won't write to the end of it, but just some ideas so I can start the week off right and pick up tomorrow on my lunch break or tomorrow morning and just keep going with it. It feels really good to get words on the paper again. It's been so long, but it feels really good. It's hard. I mean, none of this process is easy. It's not easy to get back into writing after such a long time away. I feel like I always say that it's a muscle, and when you don't use it, it gets weaker, and the more you use it, the stronger it gets and the easier it gets. So it's just a matter of committing to a consistent practice, really. And that's what I've done, and that's what I've continued to do. Sometimes things happen, like a giant move, or your mental health dips, or work gets really busy, and sometimes you're just creatively blocked, and that's okay. But it's more just trying. Big fan of trying. So let's get dinner cooking. Let's keep writing, and then I'm probably going to curl up and take a very long bath and start my next book. I don't know what book to start. I've never read Sarah J. Maas's Throne of Glass series, though, and I'm feeling like it. I'm feeling like a big, long series to suck me in and just like live in a new world for a few months. It won't take me months to read that book. Oh, hello.
Oh, that's a great shot.
She just had dinner and she's very excited. I'm sorry if you can hear her purring. Okay. I'm gonna get dinner started now for humans. Did you have a good dinner? Bit of an update. I am done writing for today. It was a really good day. It was a really good day, not just because of writing. It felt like a very calm and peaceful Sunday. I finished a book and I got back into writing, which is all I can ever ask for. I wrote ultimately about 1,700 words. Now again, I feel like I say this whenever I mention word counts, but I really don't like to measure my progress based on word counts. I don't like to try to write as much as I can, so I can say I wrote a really big word count. I like to just write. I set my session targets in this app to 500 words, but truly I feel like I'm probably going to switch it back to one as I normally do, because for me it's not about how many words you write, it's that you sit down and you write, and that is way more important. I am a very fast writer, I think, judging from any experience I've had writing. I went to journalism school, so I have written professionally before, and I do write really quick, and I always have, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm good. And I think that's really important. I can get a lot of words down on the paper, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they are usable, and I think that's really important. So whenever I share a word count, please don't compare how many words you can get down on a page to my word count, as I don't do that with other people, because it's really not about that. It is about telling the story the best way that you can and doing it in a way that fits your lifestyle. And so I say all that because I just don't want anyone to hear my word count in any way and compare it to their own for any reason. So all that aside about word counts, I am really excited. I managed to write the next scene that happens, and the next scene that happens, I'm not going to spoil anything, but the next scene that happens is a very emotional scene. Something quite devastating happened to one of my characters, and they're basically dealing with the repercussions of it, and it's going to be a very long road, and it's going to be very interesting to write. It's going to be a very dark place, and it's fun to write that, but it's also quite difficult. So what I'm gonna do now, I feel like this is always like in the background of things, and people are like, I mean, I don't know if people are like this, but I would be like, what is that? But that's my like weighted mask for my face. I sleep with that over my eyes, and it's amazing because this is such a tangent, but I used to always sleep with my arm on my head like this, and it was so uncomfortable, and I would wake up with a lot of pain, and I've actually dealt more recently with a lot of pain in my wrist and elbows, and that position certainly doesn't help. So the weighted mask really helps with that weird sleeping position. Anyway, that was a super random tangent, but I saw it and I was like, oh, I should probably explain what that is. Don't know if I'll keep that in. So next I'm going to take my vegetarian pot pie out of the oven. It is frustrating because it's almost vegan. The top layer is puff pastry, and I couldn't find vegan puff pastry in a pinch. So it is not entirely vegan, although all of the contents are vegan. I even used vegan butter and vegan milk, but it doesn't matter. I just almost said vegan pot pie, so I clarified myself with that. Weird energy right now, I think. So I'm gonna take that out of the oven and, oh my God. So I'm gonna take that out of the oven, and I am gonna make a side salad, and Tom and I are gonna probably curl up and watch. We've been watching old reruns of Whose Line Is It Anyway? And it's been so good for our mental health to just laugh. They're so funny, and it's like such a weird time capsule if you ever watched that show. I think that's what we're gonna do, and then I'm gonna curl up and probably take a bath and then start my next book that I'm reading. I still haven't decided. I think I'm probably gonna read the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. Do I want to dive into another big series? I feel like I just finished the Air Awaken series. I don't know. We'll see. Stay tuned though, because it's gonna be riveting.
All my life I've wondered what I should do. Would you tell me if you knew? Would you hold it above my head and say it's all for the best. All my life I've wondered what I should say. It always feels like a mistake, another hysterical craze. I'm getting less brave by the day. Distill my life into a phrase, would it carry any weight? Would it be a collection of cliches? Or would it give that